Jenny's question. Dr. Ben, it is said that coconut oil is bad to consume because it's high in bad cholesterol. Is that true? How do I answer this question? Well, first of all, it's not true. It's not true. But it can be true. It's not true, but it can be true. So we were taught, and we were in the 1970s, the powers, what we call it, capitalists, villainized coconut oil. Now I'm going to talk within the context of Jamaica. Prior to the 70s, in the 1960s, the only oil that we knew in Jamaica was coconut oil. This was the oil that our grandparents sold. Some of us, I know my great-grandmother, Aunt Goban, here in Clarendon, my mother's grandmother. This was the oil that she sold. And we didn't have much cholesterol issues problem. Matter of fact, we had a very thriving coconut industry and coconut business there in Jamaica. Then came the need to sell an alternative oil in Jamaica. What eventually followed was criminal. An assault was launched on coconut oil to say that coconut oil is not good for us and that the alternative was vegetable oil, aka soybean oil. So the Jamaican market was flooded with soybean oil. And it's sad because we Jamaicans are too quick to give up what we have and to take what we don't know. So we quickly gave up coconut oil, and in turn, we took up soybean oil at the same time to ensure that we bought soybean oil. Mysteriously, the coconut trees in Jamaica started to die from a disease. So what's kind of funny, at the same time that a new oil was introduced, which is vegetable oil, the coconut industry was also being wiped out by a mysterious disease. So Jamaicans were now forced to purchase vegetable oil. As a matter of fact, even up until now, if you go in more supermarkets, you will find that the most common oil and the most affordable is vegetable oil. But what type of vegetable oil is this? Where did this vegetable oil come from? How was this vegetable oil made? The vegetable oil that was introduced to Jamaica, not long after Jamaicans started to experience that, because not long after the oil started to be used in Jamaica, it was not long after that we had the chain of fast foods being introduced to Jamaica. I want you to understand how we have been systematically, selectively, we have been selectively and systematically targeted. I want Jamaicans to understand that we're experiencing a food war. We're in a food war and we're losing the war because our enemies are feeding us. This is much more than just our health. We are in a food war where they are now making available to us affordable food that makes us sterile, that prevents us from having children, that shortens our lifespan, that affects the underlying productivity of a nation. Because one of the reasons why I'm going to segue, one of the reasons why I'm doing this, somebody may ask me, why are you doing this? How do you benefit? How do you benefit from giving all of this free information away? How do I benefit? I benefit by the fact that when you have a sick nation, when a nation becomes sick, the burden of the nation falls on the healthy. When a nation becomes sick, the burden of taking care of that nation falls on the healthy few within that nation. Now, if you intend to be healthy, understand that there is going to be a penalty How many persons remember chikungunya? Some of you were teachers who didn't get chikungunya, had more classes to teach when most teachers were sick. If you worked in a company, you had more work to do if more of your staff members or if business colleagues were sick. And so it's very important for us to understand that. But going back to the question about coconut, coconut is excellent because coconut contains what is called MCT. Now studies are revealing that coconut is not only good, but coconut is good for the brain. Because 75% of the brain is cholesterol. So when you have diseases that affect the brain, they're now realizing that not only is coconut oil, because here's what, they didn't tell us that there's two types of cholesterol. There's what is called HDC, which is high density, HDL, sorry, which is high density lipoprotein. And there is LDL, which is low density lipoprotein. So cholesterol is a type of protein. What is protein used for? Protein is used by the body to repair the body. So the brain, which is mostly made up of cholesterol, unlike anywhere else in the body, needs more fat-soluble protein than anywhere else in the body. It so happens that this protein is found in coconut oil. And so for Alzheimer's, which is a disease that affects the brain, they're now recommending MCT oil, coconut oil, cold-pressed coconut oil. Because, by the way, when we consume oils were never intended to be consumed after they were eaten. So the vegetable oil that was introduced on the market was the result of oil being extracted using heat. As humans, also, we need very little cholesterol, very little oil, because just think about the body. Just think about the body. There is only one part of the body that needs a lot of oil, and that is the brain. Right? So what happens is that we are supposed to get our oils naturally from nuts and seeds and grains. So in the plant kingdom, in the natural world, in the natural realm, in the natural kingdom, we are supposed to obtain our fats from cashews and almonds and coconut. This is where we're supposed to get it. We're supposed to get it in its natural state, raw. So we're not supposed to, and that is the reason why the closest you see this big craze about cold pressed oil, because cold press is the closest natural form of extracting the oil to you actually eating the nut. That's why reason why cold pressed oils. So when you eat your food, you should have the cold pressed oil sprinkled over the food, because oils are rich in enzymes. Apart from the LDL, the lipoprotein, the high density lipoprotein and the low density lipoprotein, the next thing that is found in oil that is beneficial to us is enzymes. And enzymes are essential to carry out body functions. So cold pressed coconut oil is actually very good for you. Cold pressed avocado oil is also very good for you. Cold pressed olive oil is also very good for you. You want to get your oils in the cold pressed form.